Every once in a while, a company puts out an earnings report that feels less like a spreadsheet and more like they just found a treasure map where X marks a massive spot. Today, we're digging into First Majestic Silver's latest report, and believe me, it is exactly that story. All right, let's get into it. Okay, let's just start with the number that makes you do a double take. $250.4 million. That's not revenue, that's pure free cash flow. And they generated it in just 3 months. Wow. This one number really sets the stage for what was, well, a truly game-changing year for First Majestic. So just how big was this haul really? We're going to crack this treasure chest open and unpack the full extent of it piece by shiny piece. First thing you gotta see is the top line. For the entire year, the company pulled in nearly $1.3 billion in revenue. That is a new record for them, and it just shows you the incredible scale they're operating at now. I mean, turning that much metal into that much cash is a huge, huge deal. And that revenue? Well, it translated directly into a pretty formidable war chest. They finished the year with just under $940 million sitting in cash. And listen, that's not just a safety net, that's basically rocket fuel for whatever they want to do next. It gives them so much flexibility, the money is real and it's in the bank. Now this chart is where things get really interesting because it shows you the momentum. You can see the cash flow kind of building up through the year, right? But then look at that last bar for Q4. It's a massive leap. It's not just a little increase, it's what the company itself is calling a step change. This shows you how everything just came together at the end of the year. So we've seen the treasure. Now let's look at the engine that actually produced it. How in the world did First Majestic pull off these incredible numbers? Well, it all comes down to what was happening on the ground, at their mines. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, this image just captures the whole thing, doesn't it? This is that tangible, fiery process of turning rock into actual revenue. It's a pretty powerful reminder of the industrial muscle behind those big financial figures we were just looking at. And here are the gears that made that engine hum. I mean, look at this. They didn't just meet their production targets, they beat them, even after they'd already raised those targets. They brought a major new asset, the Gatos mine, online super smoothly. Their Santa Elena mine, they called it the gift that keeps on giving, with huge new discoveries. They managed to turn around their La Encantada mine. And get this, even their own mint became a serious profit center, bringing in $24 million. Each one of these is a major win. And this focus on silver is a really key part of their whole identity. In that final quarter, more than 60% of their revenue came from pure silver, not from other metals like gold or lead. That makes them one of the purest silver producers you can find. And for a lot of investors who want direct exposure to silver, that is a very, very big deal. But hey, being a pure play silver miner doesn't make you immune to challenges. No story is ever perfect, right? And every good treasure map has those little warnings on it, Here be dragons. So to really get the full picture, we have to look at where things maybe didn't go quite according to plan. And yeah, you can see right here where they hit some bumps. They missed their own Q4 revenue forecast by about $97 million. And their all-in sustaining costs, or AISC, which is a super important number for efficiency, it came in just a little bit higher than they had guided. So let's figure out why. So what happened? Well, the company's president, Manny Alcovagi, basically says it's a technical thing. Think of it like this. To get one single cost number, they have to convert everything they mine, gold, lead, you name it, into what they call silver equivalent ounces. But in Q4, the price of silver did way better than their other metals. That meant it took more of those other metals to equal 1 ounce of silver, which, on paper, made their costs look about $1 higher. It's a bit complicated, but it's really crucial for understanding that number. Okay, but let's talk about the real dragon guarding this treasure. It's this ongoing, multi-year tax dispute with the Mexican government. And this isn't just some small footnote. We are talking about a potential bill that could be hundreds of millions of dollars. This is, without a doubt, the single biggest cloud hanging over the company, and it's a major, unresolved risk to that giant pile of cash. So you've got this mountain of cash in the bank, but there's a dragon to keep an eye on. What's the plan? This brings us to the future, and how the company is planning to reinvest all these riches to go find the next treasure chest. And they are not sitting still, that's for sure. They've laid out a very clear 3-part strategy. First, they're making their processing plants bigger so they can handle more ore. Second, they're launching an absolutely massive 266-kilometer drill program to find new silver. And third, they're just going to keep tweaking their existing mines to squeeze out every last drop of efficiency. It's an aggressive plan, for sure. But it's not all about putting that money back into the ground to find more treasure. A huge part of this story is how they're planning to share what they've already found directly with their investors. And they are not messing around. They have officially doubled their dividend policy. Starting in 2026, they're going to return 2% of their top-line revenue back to shareholders. That's up from 1%. It's a simple and very powerful statement. So what does a move like this tell you? It is a massive vote of confidence from management. You don't commit to doubling your dividend unless you believe that gusher of cash flow we saw is not a one-time thing, but something you expect to see continue long into the future. Which, of course, leaves us with the big question at the end of all this. They have a mountain of cash, they've got operational momentum, and they have some really ambitious plans for growth. But they also have some real challenges to deal with. So, will First Majestic's future shine as brightly as its silver? Well, that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it?